All right, walking talk. This is why I wanted to get I gotta get a walking stick. You know, whatever what those sticks are with it. I guess they're called selfie sticks, but I'm not really. This ain't. Even though this is all about me, anything I share is all about giving inspiration for the journey that I take. All about me. You know what I mean? So I was talking about the Buddha earlier. And I will continue to talk and think about the Buddha. See people just go around me, nobody's mad. They only look at me because I'm a big white guy talking to his phone. Here I'm a big guy. But anyways, so the Buddha says that even the Buddha can't change the karma of another person. You know, the fate, the destiny, the soul cycle, the way that they learned. Even can't change a murderer into a lover. Do anything, right? And the beauty of that is we incarnate here from one consciousness, the true source of all creation. We are part of that, right? That has no time, no this is, no here nor there. It just is. That's omnipresence, right? And when we incarnate in this bubble, this plate, this terrarium of physical suffering, the only real reason is, hi guys, the only real reason is to let that suffering go, to learn to let it all go, and then to earn our way back to where we already come from. Well, why would we want to do that? Is that not an act of love to go through that cycle, right? To learn on your own, no matter how many times you go through the wheel, because time is irrelevant, just to get back to what we are, right? The oneness of it all, right? You know, the one love, you know what I mean? But even the Buddha can't change the karma of somebody, right? So let's say a husband and a wife together, right? The husband can't change the wife's karma. The wife can't change the husband's karma. When they love each other, it's no matter what. Like if a husband says to his wife, I'm going to leave all the material world and become a monk. And if the wife then says, I still love you no matter what you do, husband, that's love. You know what I mean? Because that's unconditional, right? That's freed from the illusion. And it goes both ways entirely. And it's just a great thing to learn and to experience and to clear the trauma, right? To clear the trauma of this existence here, right? And the essential lessons we learn from it are part of that everlasting love. Because to understand suffering and then to let it go is to reach that form of love that has no boundary, no arguments needed. It simply just exists. 20 years of my time in this place, I experienced many learning lessons being a part of the casino industry in 2 casinos in Ontario, Canada. And it was all, my destiny to go through those things and to learn from that, even though I had no desire to gamble. I really had no desire to step into the casinos. Casinos formed in Ontario in the early 90s. I want to say 94. It could be 96, but whatever. I started working there after I came back from South Korea. I think 2005, I want to say, or 6. That sounds about right. And at that time there were 3 casinos in the province of Ontario. The big part is that those are the 3 that came up, right? The big part is before that in Ontario, there were no I don't know what you call them, like the flip scratch things, you know what I mean, where you flip to see if you can get the cherries, right? Whatever, you win $100. There were no scratch cards. There was no Lotto 649 or Lotto Max. All that there was Wendy from Ontario Wednesdays, and this lady put random balls into a ball machine and pulled out 6. And if you had the winning numbers, the winning ticket, I think it was like 100,000 or whatever. You know what I mean? Wow, has that changed now in the society that I I'm from, right? Well, that I was from. Now in Ontario, there are 29 brick and mortar casino facilities. And not to mention, after the world locked down, right, economically, what happened was during that time, the government tendered all their rights as privatization contracts to foreign and domestic, casino holders to take over the business, but yet they retained control of the building. So you've got taxation on the building, rents, you've got income tax, and now that new business was not only responsible for all the, R&D, all the assets, all the staff benefits programs, with the exception of, pension plan and all that stuff, right? Anyways, so they had to also agree to a win tax, right? So I knew my facility had agreed to 40 cents on the gaming dollar lost. So yeah, 40 cents on each dollar lost for gaming. Had to go immediately to the government of Ontario with no questions asked. I heard that some of the other properties that got really large deals and multiple area properties have a much higher win tax. It could be as high as 60%. Regardless, when you really boil down the numbers, it's a very intriguing tale because the people of Canada really took to casinos early, loved it. It was a cultural phenomenon. And at the height, the casino I worked for earned a $716 million annual revenue. And their average would be about $500 million, right? All of them, So when you consider that and you think about who actually operated it, right? The ones that govern the mines. Ment is from Latin, meaning mentis, the mind, right? The ones that govern the minds of the people who leave potholes in the road and homelessness, right? And migration problems and all that. You know what I mean, right? Division. They actually they make it like bandits because this is a turnkey kind of a licensing operation. They don't have to. Not only do they not have to invest in these private properties, but they've got guaranteed reciprocal income from it still occurring. So with the place I left reduced from 600 million annual revenue to, let's say, 400 million, then after all their costs, individualized costs, and the taxation that they have to pay the government through the agreement, they would probably walk with around 30 million profit, and that's still a very profitable business venture. But then take that data and put it back on the government and all the ways that creative tax can be made and all those things, and you've got a recipe for walking away with 400 million clear. And these numbers are just crazy, right? So I had to leave that environment. I had a lot of support and help because it was killing my soul, because I was the personal private attaché to the biggest spenders. I'm going to continue these stories later, but I'm just at a beautiful place. I'm going to keep going on my adventure. Ciao.